Alright, my body is probably about to go crazy again. But, here we go. Ano ba? Kamusta na? Ano ba? Kamusta pa? Ano ba? Kamusta po kayo? What's up? How are you? It's Herbie with the Herb and Peach channel, and welcome. This is vlog number 21. I'm like peeking over this thing like, hello, like a mysterious man. And we'll be talking about what's happened this past week here in the States, and then recount the next part of my Philippine trip from Tagaytay to Manila to Boracay, then back to Manila. We're coming close to the end of this little series, but I hope you have been having as much fun as I have. Kamusta po kayo? I've been working on putting the po earlier in the sentence. What do you think? Tama yan o hindi? Kamusta po kayo? Is that the right way to say it? Okay. Sige na. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Anong nangyari dito last week? What happened here last week? Well, regular grocery trips with the sibs. And that's been cool. Regularity is next to greatularity. Batting cages with Orion and Jerald. I wish I had videos and pictures of this, but here's some pictures. Here's what a batting cage is. Practice with Nelson. So, I mean, honestly, that's been awesome. Nelson, you are an inspiration, dog. Hopefully one day I can also play music by ear. That's friggin' amazing. Always an inspiration. So yeah, shout out Orion and Jerald. Shout out the third Nelson. Shout out Danie and Ken. Danie just hit me up, but I'm kind of busy right now, but unfortunately, wish I could chill. But shout out Danie and Ken. I appreciate having a place to chill nightly on Discord and wherever. It drives me to feel like I have a place to share some thoughts live. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Alright, so over here in the States, we've had regular mornings at Starbucks, as you guys may or may not have been seeing. Overwatch 2. That's been cool. Shout out Danie for arranging those and then not coming through to the first session. But it was cool. I got to play with the siblings. I main Anna. Get off of me, son. I play with a trackball, bro. A trackball. Huh? And I still heal and get a kill once every blue moon. I'm getting decent at sniping. Also not feeling terrible at batting cages. Could these two be related? So, about the Philippines. So, we leave Tagaytay. Uncle June drives us towards Manila. My dad and I talk politics, culture, that kind of stuff the entire way. We get tired on the way, however, and end up napping. I wake because I'm trying to not sleep too much on this vacay. Wake up to billboards and billboards and billboards of Filipinos and Korean models, just gigantic billboards, vertical style, en route to Manila, just friggin' everywhere. Like, I have not been all around the United States, but where I've been in California, these billboards are just like a level on their own. The billboards here cannot even compare. Imagine seeing the billboards here, the size of the ones in the Philippines. Just have gigantic, like, 40-foot billboards. Divorce lawyer. Okay, anyway. Just billboards, colognes, perfumes, coffees, real estate, video games, reality TV shows, calls to God, K-pop brands, concerts, sneakers, restaurants, so much you can comment on in terms of a culture, not just in Philippines, but anywhere, based on what you see and how in their advertisements and how they advertise it. It's very interesting. We get to Manila. My brother comes through that night. But first, my sister and I go to Spiral Buffet, which is some buffet in some hotel down in some place called Sofitel, Manila. If you've heard of this, shout out. Dude, what do you think of that place? I have some video, so here's this video. This hotel is pretty upscale, so we just go to the buffet here and we don't really stay here. But I had to take some pictures here and I thought these were really cute, so we took a bunch. It's pretty intense, dude. We visited here once last visit and I enjoyed the time I got to spend there with my mom and my sister. I enjoyed the time the most, obviously. The food was great though. International variety with a feeling of dedication to each cuisine, featured each with specific decorations to match the locale which the food was from. They had a cheese room. like a room you go into with a button activated glass door, and then one specific person in there just serving you cheese. And if you don't know what you want, he will try to recommend something to you based on your taste. And there's just like an assortment of cheeses, from sharp basic cheddars to the most rancid smelling but delicious possibly cheeses, from the crumbly, satisfyingly crispy to the enigmatic, mushy, and soft ones. Just so soft. Let's see. It's pretty cool. My sister's always finding all these great places to eat in the Philippines. She's the one who introduced manam to us. I don't know how she does it, but I'm glad she does. Gotta do it at least sometime in the video, or else it's not Herbie. So my brother comes through later that night after Spiral Buffet. My mom picks him up from the airport via Grab, which is, I mean, instead of Uber, they got Grab there, which beats the hell out of cabs that can't be tracked or monitored should you lose your phone. The next day, we head to the airport and link up with the usual suspects from Bataan. Why? We are going to Boracay, my guy. It was great to be at the airport. I see Uncle Danny roll up with kuya Tinoy, Ate Gina, her kids, Gicelle, Dharvie, Giniya, Giselle's little girl, Quin, and then Ate Jhona also with them. This was gonna be a legendary weekend. I tried to get some planning done so I could stay productive over what I knew was going to be a very one-track minded trip. That and so the family didn't feel like we constantly needed to entertain each other. I'm aware of people's individual social energy, especially with folks that you're not with all the time. To me, it's best to be authentic. Every other forced interaction will sap you of your energy. To start, as we are finally about to get onto the bus to go to the plane, finally. Oh no, Giniya can't find her phone. Thankfully, she notices ASAP and she dashes it back to grab it. That would have been an awful way to start her vacay, as I could not help but mention. Did I mention that I was honored to be part of their first trip to Boracay? Look at this, I'm a cockatiel. So I was stoked to have time to spend with them. We're all a little shy, which makes for some funny situations. I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, I never really felt close to this side of my family. By the end of the trip, I gotta say that it felt at least, oh no, a little bit different. My screen turned off. What are my goals? Y'all know my goal, to strengthen the world around me, like from the inside out, and not just from compliments from me, since like, who am I? Why should you listen to me? And what about when I'm not there? Will you still be strong? And so on that note, just being there and doing my best to listen as much as I could was just the coolest. A boon. There's something about speaking, and then there's something about being allowed to speak and knowing that someone's listening. There's something really cathartic about it. Like speaking and knowing someone's taking the time to listen, really listen, without projecting or without trying to insert what they're, without basic, are they listening, or are they just waiting for their time to speak? You know, there's a difference. And when you're speaking to someone and they're listening, I find that it kind of heals you. And we're always told to stretch. We're always told to work out and have good technique when we do. Could speaking with someone you know is listening maybe do that for your trachea? Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Thank you all so much for spending your time to share your voices with us. I'm not going to go too deep into the personal conversations we had. I don't want to create this atmosphere where people feel like they need to step on eggshells when we're talking. Not trying to air anyone out or anything. You know, I want people to feel like they can be themselves. I don't want people to be worried like, is this going to be on the blog? I'll try to show more of these and not tell. I'll try to show, not tell in the future. There were lots of laughs. Lots of, did you just see that kind of looks? Lots of what do you do in your free time kind of questions from me. Special mention of Gicelle because I've known her since I was little, and yeah, but only now did I feel like I've ever had a real proper conversation with her. Pasensya po, ang talagang bagal ako. I remember seeing her as a kid when our family would go visit the bilyaran, the billiard hall that my mom grew up in. We would visit there when I was a kid, and I would see her, and she was always smiling, like just cheesing. And I was also too shy to talk to her at the time because I was just a little shit. And also I was just like the same age and I didn't even know what our relationship was, like how was she related to me. So I would just like, not avoid her. It was cool to have her around, but I just didn't know what to say, you know? And so almost 30 years, she still hasn't changed. And I was just thankful to be able to reconnect. The years are so fast and life is so short. Ang bilis ng panahon. I think I'm saying that right. Ang bilis po ng panahon. Most of the time we got to spend with each other was over food. So I hope the rest of the time they spent there was amazing. I hope you guys had a great time in Boracay. I know that I did. Although we spent it in separate hotels, which is hilarious because they're such a big family, they didn't know that they had 2 rooms. So they were just like, 8 people, dude, cramming it in one room, bro. I mean, just kidding. Maybe I won't put that in there, but we're in two separate hotels. I know Dharvie, Giniya, and my sister all went jet skiing, zip lining, and what have you. Freaking daredevils. I was satisfied this time to just chill. I spent a lot of time just hanging with the pops, my brother Herschel, and my uncle Danny. We all talked about past times when we used to be more down to drink and get messed up, but it's not even really in fondness either. I've never been more happy to mention that fact, that it wasn't even in fondness. We were just talking about it and laughing about it. You know, you do what you do when you're young. You do what you do when you think you had more than you actually do have figured out. Those days, you know? Some music, some great times, some somber ways home, but it's best to be calm about it. Shout out to my sister again for facilitating pictures before leaving. Then we take buses to airports to other bus to plane to Manila, family to Manam to Holiday Inn, walk, talks, bye-bye, love you guys. And love you guys. Turns out there will be one more video about this Philippines thing. So next we're going to cover the last few days and then being finally home. I left first. My brother and sister didn't return until like 2 weeks after me. Thank you guys for visiting the Herb and Peach channel. My name is Herbie. This has been vlog number 21. We'll see you guys next week. Be excellent to one another. Feel the weight of the body on the front of the shins and have the best, most beautiful, the most amazing week that you can possibly perceive.